Hey everybody, it's Pam from Dish Off the Block and Jarvis Green, retired defensive end from the New England Patriots, took them to 2 Super Bowls. You've probably seen us cooking before, and we're going to whip up some more yummy recipes today using Jarvis's new venture, which is shrimp pate. It's an awesome product. It comes in how many different flavors? 5 different flavors, and has a lot of nutritional benefits. Jarvis, how do you talk about that?
So we have the 5 flavors: creamy lemon, New Orleans barbecue, jalapeno, chili, hickory smoke. We have a regular shrimp roulette. This is very unique, something very different. It's a spread, 18 grams of protein, 90 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugars, 2 grams of fat, keto friendly, gluten free.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. It's really, really good. It almost acts like a lobster base, or like it adds this really strong shrimp flavor into anything you make. And so we've been experimenting and doing all kinds of things.
Yes.
Today we're going to do a quiche. We're going to do a shrimp, zucchini, asparagus, and leek quiche. And the pate is going to be infused into the quiche, along with, we have a Jarlsberg cheese, which is like a kind of like a Swiss cheese, and we're doing an herb cheese, a boursin cheese.
I never thought I'd be making a quiche.
I know. Well, real men eat quiche, right? Or don't?
Oh, yeah, you know, growing up back home, I've never eaten quiche until I got up here in the north.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a little different. You know, I mean, it's good for breakfast, lunch. Great, healthy, right? Clean.
This is healthy, and
Overall.
this is going to be like flavor packed between the pate, and then we've got a bunch of veg. I love this product too. This is boursin cheese. Alouette also makes one.
Really
It's an
good.
herby, garlicky
I had this
cheese.
before somewhere. People put it on charcuterie boards.
Totally,
sometimes, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Delicious on crackers. It's going to be yummy. So let's get started.
Okay.
So if you want to start by shredding this cheese.
So shred it in here?
Right in here, on the
Okay.
large holes of this grater, and I'm going to
Okay,
start
okay.
with the crust. I'm using a cheater crust today. I'm using a store-bought pie crust, which I think when you're making a quiche or anything that has just a bottom crust is fine. Otherwise, I'd normally do a homemade crust, but this is a nice, easy, quicker way to do it. So I'm just going to roll this out.
So I have a question. When I'm shredding cheese, is there any type of technique I need to know? Or
No.
just...
You know what's helpful, and I have that cheese, when you are shredding cheese, I put it in the freezer for a few minutes,
Oh.
so it's hard, and
Good.
it just makes it a little bit
Didn't know
easier
that.
to
I
shred.
didn't know that. Because at the end it gets a little soft, you know?
It gets a little soft and mushy, and then you take off your knuckles on
Yes.
the grater otherwise. So I'm just going to roll this out. I've got a 10-inch pie plate here, ready to go, and I have my oven preheating to 375. I'm gonna roll this out. So Jarvis,
Yes.
we have to talk about the game last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? What did you think about, how did Tom do? How did Mac do?
Macaroni Jones. He outplayed Tom. He played well. People forget that he's a rookie. And you check the stat box, I mean, he did great.
He killed it. I mean, we didn't win, sadly.
Didn't win, no. Tough.
That damn last field goal.
But you know, you're playing against the Super Bowl winners
Yep.
from the year before. They come into your stadium, 20 years apart. The GOAT comes in. This is his stadium still.
Totally.
Kind of to say that, right? And he outplayed them. I mean, Tampa Bay had a lot more weapons, and Mac Jones played a hell of a game.
He
and
did.
I think it's something that the team could hold their heads up and be not, be confident, right?
I think it gives everybody a lot of hope for the Patriots
Definitely.
going forward.
Definitely.
He could be the next goat. He could be the little, what's a baby goat? The kid?
Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but I mean, he played a fantastic, game. But the only bad thing is I saw in the stats that they had 8 carries and they had a -1 yard.
Uh-huh.
I think if we had more carries, would have ran the ball more, they would have had a chance to win the game.
Well, hopefully, if he plays like that against all the other teams for the rest of the season, hopefully we'll get some wins
Yeah, they will be.
under our
I
belt.
mean, they play Houston this week, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. Very exciting. All right, I'm crimping. I've just rolled this out to about a 14-inch circle, and I'm just crimping the edges of the crust. We'll make it a little prettier once our filling is in there. Jarvis is great. That's probably enough, Jarvis. If you,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need about a cup and a half.
All right. Good.
All right. Now we need to do some chopping for our filling.
Okay.
Are you familiar with leeks, Jarvis?
A little bit. I cook the leeks sometimes. You just something that I really don't mess with back home.
I like them as a nice, I think they're a little sweeter than an onion, a little milder.
Yeah.
I think they add nice flavor and they're really good with eggs. So that's why we're putting them in the quiche. So this is a leek right here. Why did the person in the produce department get arrested? Because he took a leek.
Oh my goodness.
All right, and you're gonna cut off this end.
Okay.
And then the easiest way I think to do it is you're gonna just literally go like this and then turn it and go like that, and then you're gonna chop like that, so you're gonna get already pre-chopped, if you know what I mean. And I cut off the dark green at the end because we're not gonna use that anyway, so we're gonna chop up probably.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, the long, well, I already cut off. You know how they go, they're really
Oh yeah,
big.
the leafy at the end?
Exactly,
Yeah.
the leafy end's really tough, so you can't use that.
Yeah.
So that's perfect, and then just chop, 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 and I chopped we went about a cup and a half, so that's probably good. I'm actually gonna put some butter in our pan and get it heating up. Perfect. We do about 2 tablespoons of butter into our pan, and as I said, I think I said our oven is preheating to 375. Smells good, right?
Yes,
It's oniony,
it does.
but it doesn't make you cry.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I was chopping onions the other day. I made like a little chicken sweet potato dish, and I had to.
Did you cry?
I did a lot. Yeah.
Real men eat quiche and real men cry, see?
That's true.
So those you can put right into, this guy's heating up here. Just as soon as that butter melts, you can scrape them right into the pan. And then the next thing we're gonna do is chop, let's do 3 cloves of garlic. You gotta remember all this so that I can write down the recipe.
Okay.
And just get your ends off first before that one's got a nasty end on it. There you go. And then I'm gonna poke some holes in the bottom of my crust so it doesn't puff up. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I saw this morning with Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, I
They
know.
released him, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Cornerback, flamboyant position, high price position. I think he was probably making $7 million. So he was the average of that was half of the average for a cornerback.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, he deserved more, but then I know they put him on PUP because from last year he had his calf. I think it was calf or hamstring.
Right. I think
injuries.
it was hamstring. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So do we know where he's going? Or they just cut him?
I mean, I saw something about Tampa Bay.
Oh.
So everybody probably want to go to the team that they have a chance to win, to get into the end of their careers. I mean, cornerback at his age, he's 30, 31.
Right.
So he's getting close to the end of his career. But the guy still may have 2 or 3 more years left on his belt.
Right.
So I remember years ago when I was there, kind of the same experience when Ty Law was there.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with Bill, and and I think sometimes too when guys go back and forth with Bill, he is a GM.
Yeah.
So he could take some things personal. We just don't know.
That little fighter.
There you go. You know the biggest thing for me? I'm a foodie. I love to eat, but my chopping skills has not been the greatest.
That's just a matter of how much you do it, I think.
Yeah.
And if you get like the shortcuts, like doing an onion the same way we just did the leek, and you cut it like into a grid and then you cut it, it makes the chopping easier and it makes your cuts more even.
Okay.
You can do the thing right here. If you can stir that for me. I'm just going to quickly chop a zucchini. We're going to chop the zucchini into half moons, about like half an inch, 3/8, half an inch thick. So again, I'm just going to go straight down the middle. I love quiche. It's such a good meal. Like it could be for a brunch, but we do it for dinner.
This would be awesome. I know yesterday I did a event at Rhode Island Hospital. And Lifespan and Aramark, and we did some dishes. So this would be a great dish for lunch.
It would be perfect for a hospital, yeah. It's also not going to be super, there's going to be some texture in it, but it's not going to be, it's pretty smooth for somebody who's, having issues with eating or, in the hospital. All right, we got that. Saute that up. All right, I have a next job for you.
What you got?
Can you crack 8 eggs into that bowl for me?
All right.
For the shells, since you're not near the trash. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of salt and black pepper into our veg. About a teaspoon each, which sounds like a lot, but once you get the eggs and the cream and the cheeses, it's gonna be perfect. Smells good, doesn't it?
Messing the eggs up.
That's right. And we're gonna want a cup and a half of my favorite ingredient,
Oh,
heavy cream.
heavy cream. I love heavy cream.
I'm the queen of heavy cream, self-proclaimed.
So it's going here, right?
Yep. And you know what? Let's put beat them a little bit, and then we're gonna put one of the cans of the shrimp, the lemon shrimp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is what quiche is made of.
That is the foundation right there, and then you can like play with, you know, whatever you want for putting in for filling. Oh, you know what we need to put in our thing too is
What's that?
the shrimp. I also have full shrimp. So we need to put that in our pan too, because we want to make sure we cook them in advance so that thank you, so that they're not wet.
And can I ask a little more oil here?
Sure. Or you know what? Or let's turn it down a little bit too. Yeah, we can pull that a little bit low. Oh yeah.
Well,
And good for you. All right, why don't we take a quick break? We're gonna get the eggs going, get the shrimp in the pan, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Jarvis is stirring. The shrimp are starting to turn pink, but not totally cooked through, and you don't want them totally cooked through because they're gonna continue to cook inside the quiche. I've also just added about 10 asparagus spears, and I just cut off the woody ends and then cut them into pieces that are about, I don't know, 2 inches long. Jarvis has got that in that too. We don't want to cook because that's also going to cook really fast inside the quiche. So now, Jarvis, if you could take that, we're going to put it in here. If you grab the pan for me, just to make it easier, we're going to just dump that all right into. Perfect.
oh, this is yummy.
This is going to be so good.
Oh, a lot of shrimp. You can never have enough shrimp.
That's right.
High
This is about,
protein.
yeah, that's about 3/4 of shrimp. I know, so good for you, right?
Yes.
Okay. We have we did 8 eggs and a cup and a half of the cream, and we put 1 can of the lemon shrimp pate into the egg mixture, and I'm gonna add another one here in just a second. Get every last bit, okay. And then you're just gonna kind of distribute everything around nice and even.
So you need the can
I need
now?
a can of shrimp.
Okay.
Open that puppy up. Oh, this smells so good. All right. All right, now that we're just gonna do in little dollops all around. So you're gonna get little pops of super shrimp flavor when you eat it. Love it.
Love that word, little dollops. What's a dollop? It's a big dollop.
Dollop?
So not the entire can, right? Maybe.
Yeah, let's do half. That's a good amount. We also have it in the eggs. Then we're gonna do the same thing here with the boursin. This is the garlic herb cheese I was talking about. Again, one of my favorite ingredients. It's super easy. You buy it as is, and then it adds so much flavor.
So you want to use this here?
I'm gonna be bad and use my fingers.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, go
with
ahead.
you.
That's beautiful.
And then you're gonna need, if you can get let's start with a cup of that Jarlsberg that you shredded.
Yes.
Okay.
So how you want me to get this out of here?
So you just, just put it on the counter and then pull that out and lift it up. That's fine. Perfect.
Just
And then, yep, in here, there's a 1 cup measure.
okay.
Probably you're gonna do a little more than a cup, but we'll see. It looks this guy right here. Alright, I'm doing about half of that boursin as well. So that's about
I'm gonna stuff that.
3
Look,
ounces.
It's a heavy pack.
That's
cup.
perfect. Let's now dump that right on top and we'll spread it out and see how we're looking. Perfect. That's perfect.
I'm taking some of this home.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that enough cheese? Or you
That's
want
enough
more?
cheese. We may put a little bit on top just to finish it
Yeah.
off.
Mm.
I'm just gonna wash my hands and then get your eggs all mixed up one more time just to redistribute everything. All right, now this is the tricky part. We'll see if we can fit it all into the quiche. So give me that little spatula you were using. All right, you're gonna dump it in here slowly, and we're gonna kind of just move stuff aside.
Tell me where to go.
Go for it. I'm just gonna kind of move so that the egg can get down. It doesn't float on top. Perfect. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
This is it, huh?
This is it. That's quiche.
This is a nice quiche, though.
And it's gonna bake for at 375 for about 50 minutes to an hour.
I can't wait to get home to try this with my kids.
You're gonna try it in just a little bit too.
They're gonna love me.
Oh, that's looking awesome. Now, man down. Okay.
More?
Yep. We're gonna use it all. It's all I'm gonna get in there. And all that shrimp goodness on top too. So I'm going to, this is just for aesthetics. You can put it in the oven just like this. I'm gonna pull out just because it's pretty, a few pieces of our veg and our shrimp that'll be on top. So let me get a fork. This is purely for aesthetics. You want it to be pretty. You eat with your eyes first, I always
That's right.
say. See?
Now, these days, the cameras eat first.
That's right. Okay.
So how long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for a long. I've been cooking since I was little. I've always loved to cook. I have an art degree, so I think it's like kind of like that side of the brain.
Yep.
But when I really got into like competing, and when I owned my company, I owned a company, Ortholite, that made insoles for
We
shoes.
talked about that, yeah.
And I used to travel to Southeast Asia and all over Europe, and I'm a foodie, so I love the food. But then when I would come home, I'd say like, oh, I had this amazing casserole in Hamburg, Germany, and I had to recreate it.
Yes.
So like that's when I started getting really, really inspired. Was when I was traveling. And now it's just like I will lay awake at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about what I'm going to cook the next day.
I love it.
So yeah. All right, so this is going to go in the oven. And like I said, for about 50 minutes to an hour, we're going to check on it. When it's set in the middle, it's going to puff up and be beautifully browned. And then we'll test it by putting a tester in the middle. And when a tester comes out clean, it's time to eat.
Okay.
Okay, you want to put it in? Say bye-bye. See you later. Yeah, can you put it in there? Perfect. All right, close her up. All right, so we'll be back in a little bit to see the finished product. All right, the quiche is out, and now we're going to learn one of the greatest mysteries of all time. Do real men eat quiche?
Let's find out.
All right, you go first. It looks beautiful, actually. Let me show you just quickly. You can see the layers. You can see the shrimp pate in there. You can see the herb cheese. So yummy. Okay. All right.
My turn. Good in there.
How is it?
It's really good. You can taste each layer as you bite into it. Shrimp.
Wow.
Bite number 2.
That is
This
so
is
good.
fun. I just come here for the food.
It's almost like a seafood casserole, kind of like it's so good. It's fluffy and light.
Different flavor profile.
Yeah,
The shrimp pate.
really, really good. Try it. You'll like it. It's on the blog. See ya.